I got this wooden cactus from Hobby Lobby, and I took some Wise Owl Antique Villa paint, and I painted the intersection of the cactus with the Antique Villa. I then took some dried thyme, and I just went around the outer edges of the cactus, anywhere where it had some raised wood. And then I took some alcohol ink and a straw, and the alcohol ink you can get from Michael's. And what I'm doing here is I'm splatting it inside the white part of the cactus and then taking my straw and just blowing through the straw, and it moves the alcohol ink around. And I used 2 different color alcohol inks to get the shading of the cactus. I took some dimensional Mod Podge and a little bit of glitter, and I just filled the top flower with the glitter. I then found this silicone ice tray from Dollar General for $1, and I took some of this Gorilla Epoxy that sets in 5 minutes. You want to make sure you're wearing gloves and a good mask, and you're just going to squirt the epoxy into a cup. You want to stir it well. And then I went back to the alcohol ink and added that and some glitter to the epoxy. I stirred it well, and then I took some 1.5-inch screws that I got from Walmart. I poured the epoxy into the silicone tray, and then I set a screw at the bottom of each cactus. You want to put the head of the screw down first into the epoxy. And then I'm just using some small clamps and some painter's tape to just hold the screw straight up. And I also found this mold from Michael's. I believe it was $4.99, but you can use a coupon. And I did the same thing. I mixed my epoxy, and once I poured it, I set a screw at the bottom part of the cactus. Now you want to work pretty fast because this sets in 5 minutes. And once I had that all poured, I set it aside and I let it dry for a few hours. I then went back to them and I was able to pull the cactus out, and the epoxy was hard, and now I have myself a cactus knob. And now you can do this with any shape of a silicone mold that you like. I had this board, and I took some antique walnut General Finishes gel stain and a Gen foam brush, and I applied it over the entire board. This gel stain is really nice to work with. It goes on nicely. And then you just take some paper towel and you want to rub in the gel stain and get any excess stain off. Once that was dry, I took these sawtooth hangers, which we use on a lot of our projects, and I flipped the piece of wood over and I just attached 2 sawtooth hangers to each corner, so then I had something to hang it from. I got these hooks from Hobby Lobby and I grabbed 6 of them. They were $2.99, but I got them on the 50% off. And I took some Kills chalk spray paint, and the color is white. And I sprayed my hooks, and you want to make sure you're wearing a mask when you use the spray paint. And I got these wooden letters that I also sprayed with the spray paint. Once everything was dry, I took some Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear Matte, and I gave everything a top coat. I applied it with a Gen foam brush. You can get these right at your local hardware store. And I even went over the hooks. Now, I spray painted the hooks because I did not like the distressed look for this particular project, but you can certainly skip that step. Once everything was dry, I laid my letters that spelt towels, and I took some Elmer's wood glue, and I attached my letters to my board. And then I also attached the cactus to the right side of the board here as well. I went and grabbed my hooks, and I decided to use 5 of them. I laid them on the bottom section of my wood, and I drilled holes into the board. I then went and grabbed the epoxy cactus screws that we made, and I put the screw through the top part of the hook. And then I screwed it into the holes that we just drilled. And now we have our very own cactus hooks that we made from the epoxy and silicone molds. Once I screwed all of them onto the piece of wood, I have these bolt cutters that you can easily clip the screws to make them as short as you want, and then I just take a file to smooth them out. And there you go. Now you have this really fun towels wall decor that you can hang by your pool or inside your home and hang your towels from. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Paint products can be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can check out some other tutorials over on our YouTube or over on our webpage as well. Have a great day.